Why, hello everyone. I can't reveal my name yet, but I am the CEO and founder of Gatofashero Pals. And for also a little compensation because the surprise is taking so long, I'm gonna do a little headquarters tour. As you may know, we have the Gatofashero and Pals headquarters. This is the door of the entrance of the headquarters. Looking great, huh? We have the logo of the headquarters. Now we're gonna shut this down and let's get into the room basically. So since I'm gonna majority publish this on Twitter, we're gonna go over the Poppy Playtime section first. First, here's our mascots, Gatofashero, Gatacool, and Oreo. Here's a little Baba, which should go up there, but I'm a bit too lazy. Here's PJ. Here's Monster Catnap, Yarnaby, and the whole set of smiling critters plus the mini catnap. Here are my homemade Nightmare Critters plushies, pole lamp, and between the Gatofashero Palisades or a collab, a little sign. Here's Monster Dog Day. Here's some art of our characters, which are not ours. We'll try to make our own characters for the series, but we don't have professional plush making, so here's 9, and here are the Tsum Tsums. So now we open the closet, and we see a whole bunch of homemade plushies. Here's my pushing collection, even one of our members of the Gatofashero Pals series. Here's some mascots. Here's the Chunky Boy, Chunky. Here's some other plushies. So now we're gonna head to this part. As you can see right here, there's a lot more plushies, which mostly don't belong to any franchise specific. Here we have the Game Accurate Catnap plush, little gas dispenserizer thing, and some other plushies, and Nyan, one of our most iconic characters. Some over here. We have the Smiling Critters mystery box together with Baba Chops, and the ghost singing in the Gatofashero Palace episode 10 Halloween special. Here's some art that I made for the headquarters. Here are all my collections. Pretty cool, huh? Here's our key signature, because if you see any drawings with this mark, which is a 5 and a 2, if you cover this part, it's just a 2, but if you cover this one, it's a 5. So that making 52, not 6, 7, like you mostly want to believe. Here's like Beyblades, here's the little cup used on the Nesquik short. And if we look up closely, here is a prompt. Here is the original Gatofashero and Pals smelling remote controller. Well, that's how I named it, okay? So there's basically, you press this button and just Catnap speaks, because he couldn't speak. By the way, I'll post a voting thing for if you guys want to see Catnap speaking or be totally mute like in the game. Let's get about the next thing. Here is the main desk, where all of our adventures are made, even with the bed over here. We have here some Smiling Critters. We have some Tsum Tsums, Rambly, the makeshift Rambly. We have the U2 Smiling Critter plushies. We have a bit fake of lavender over there. We have the PC, where I mostly do my calls and stuff. And over here's the markers where I draw my art. And let me see, what else do we have? We have like this giant 9 cat poster that I made myself. And here's the drawing when I made when I was a bit younger, that we made into celebration the 1,000 subscribers of Gatofashero and Pals. At the time the series didn't exist. I created it in 2024. And so I want to show off just the headquarters, because if you guys don't know, Gatofashero and Pals is already a company. And we're doing so much stuff right now. The surprise should be coming any minute. And so there's some clues hidden in this video about the surprise. So make sure to keep your eyes on something. And here's some more art I made of K-pop Demon Hunters and Toothless looking cross-eyed. And here's a little guy who is a big part of the next Gatofashero and Pals episode, which will come out in December. And so, questions for the clues and stuff, we have a lot planned. There's a lot of stuff planned for Gatofashero and Pals, and we don't want to miss out. and we don't want to leave you guys without waiting, because we know you've waited so long for this prize, and we don't know the state of the hype. So if you guys can comment that real quick, how you think of how this price is going, how are we managing it, some things we can upgrade and stuff. And overall, that's by it about the collection. And we really are working our best to do the best videos possible to bring out the most exciting news ever. Videos, plushies, everything. Gatofashero Palace has it almost all. So thank you so much for joining me on this little venture through the headquarters. And see you on the next one.